Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about this new indicator that I made. So it's called RSI Wyckoff trading system, and I'm gonna be using it to, complement the analysis done with Wyckoff. Okay, so um, let's start with like why we need RSI first of all. Okay, well, if I just disable this, you know. What you would notice is that we are solely like relying on price to validate our decision, and also of course volume as well. I haven't put the volume. Let me just put it though. Let me just put the volume. Okay. So see, this is your accumulation structure on 4-hour chart, right? We had couple of like secondary test, up thrust action, and then LPS, LPSY, then LPS, lot of LPS. Okay, this is your type 2 swing. Okay, and then up thrust again. So after New Year began, which is January 1st, you can see on the bottom here, Thursday, yeah, 1st of January 2026. What had happened there is, market overcame this resistance. If you see, this resistance was coming, so market overcame, and then LPS, it made LPS, and then boom, it went up, right? Now, this is well and good. Uh, we only got to know of this because, as we broke out of this resistance, which is obvious, uh, you know, the market was still up trending. You see, this midpoint is going up. Okay, so it would make sense to take long trade, and that's good. But there is another way to tell sooner, that the market has overcome its resistance or the cycle is complete for the accumulation phase, and now the markup phase is gonna begin soon. That's why we need RSI, which is just another word for momentum. RSI means relative strength index. So basically, it's relatively measuring the strength of the candle. Okay, um, and it's creating a scoring based system between 0 to 100, that whether that price action is true or not. Okay, it's kind of like sentiment, right? Like um, you have fear and greed index. Okay, and what it does, it actually accumulates most of all of its data from social media, and it builds fear and greed index between 0 to 100. Okay, it's very much similar to that. Instead of fear and greed, we are measuring indirectly fear and greed, of course, but it's more mathematical than that. All right, and enough of the theory. Let's just get into it. Okay, so this is what it is. All right, this is your RSI, um, re- um, relative strength index, and on top of it we have applied the Wyckoff. So what I'll do, I'll just remove everything else so that you can see it clearly. Okay. um oh yeah. So that, and then I'll just remove this one too. Yeah, so as you can see, as we had this automatic rally and selling climax, right? First selling climax, then automatic rally. And you see, like, this distribution happened around the second. Um, Short take profit. After that, automatic rally, and then all these actions. And you can see the similar one here too on the RSI chart. Okay, it was upthrust. We see the same event here, right? It was LPS. See the same event here. So now, how it's different from the price is the RSI value is always scaled down to 0 to 100. So wherever the price is, it's not going to be more than 100 or it's not going to be less than 0. Okay, so that actually gives us advantage in a way where we don't have to um, like be confused about how much further it can go. There is some theory that you can look into it. It's called Cardwell RSI, um, which talks about 40 and 80 being range is being bull range, 60-20 being your bearish range. I'm just telling you that there is something that you can look into and get deeper into it, but I haven't applied that concept here. Rather, what I've done is just the same principle what I applied in Wyckoff, just applied in RSI, and it gives you that mathematical pattern that emerges. And what is that? So see, automatic rally is supposed to be resistance, right? Now see here, you see this resistance is like literally it's going there, and here it's it's making very low. Okay. Now if you consider this, like it's kind of like it looks like divergence, but it's not. But what I'm trying to say is that like momentum went up way down, you know, than the actual price. So that's like bearish. Okay. And here you can see this LPS was making lower low, but here it was making RSI is making higher low. So this is your divergence, Boolean's divergence. Okay. This is your bullish divergence. Okay. So from this perspective, what we can do now is like we can filter out a lot of trades, lot of false positives that needs to be filtered out. Like we don't want to take every trade, right? To see, for instance, this trade, you could have like taken it or neglected it based on like what trade you want to take. Do you want to take divergence, or do you want to take like uh, other trades which is more profitable or like high probability? Okay, this is also high probability, by the way. um, um, and as we do more examples, you'll understand what do I mean by um, they like by using RSI and incorporating it into your own analysis, right? So so this is your very basic. Let me actually do one thing. What I'll do, I'll just start this from the yeah, from 2025, and I'll just run the simulation, and you can understand. You can just see this chart and see how they interplay. All right. You see support here, support here, support here. Right, spring made here, and then boom, it just went up. Okay, hit first target, second target. Hang on, I don't have the target yet. Do I? Ah, yeah, I do have it. So see here, you see all these upthrust are like the downside, and here it's making there and the backing up action there. Okay, so just observe that and like we'll see. So what I'm saying is like when the market comes around this selling climax level, we'll be cautious to consider that trade. Okay. See, when the market comes here, we could have taken that trade there. Okay, and is it hit our profit target? Just let it out, And the CU upthrust was there while it was here on the downside. So this is what I was telling you, like 60-20 range is your like um selling, I mean bear range like that. Okay, and it will become more clear um as I add the trend lines and stuff. Okay, so let me just do that. I'll just add that. Okay, and structure. You'll see the trend line here coming. So it gives you some clue that okay, market is trending down, right? And we can also do some time forecasting as well if we want, but I'll just let it slide for now. Okay. I can do the same here too. So yeah, I can come here, do that, do that. Okay. You see, this trend line was coming way down here, and it was very overbought, right? And if I have have these 1, 2, the descending, so this is your accumulation structure and this is your distribution structure perspective. And you can see here I have let me just disable the parallel line because so I just disabled the parallel line, and you see this was your from the distribution perspective, the market was descending down, and yeah, so it was making LPSY here. Let me just enable all these. Okay, you see LPSY, right? Spring LPSY is coming down. The midpoint is already decreasing, descending. So that's a good sign, right? So yeah, in both of them, it's descending. Okay, so that's the high probability trade, guys. Right? And as I have these parallel lines, I'll teach you later what I mean. So here, if I enable this, you'll see the descending parallel line that is also hitting there. I'll tell you those are very important for cycle perspective. Okay, I'll just let it run and you observe both of the chart, how the market behaves when it comes to certain point, certain, those lines. All right. Yeah, and you know what? I don't have a volume chart here, so I'll just put it there. Okay. Why it's not appearing? Hmm. All right, so let's go. You see here what happened. Market took some support, but couldn't go up. And as it was already coming down, you see both of them were downtrending, and this trend line when it hits and it broke this ascending trend line, on the downside, then it started going down. And if you see the RSI, this ascending trend line, you see, it just went up and it actually took resistance from there. You see, made new failed high, but here it didn't make new high. The high was here. So in that's what we call um, negative reversal. Okay, negative reversal meaning RSI made new momentum high, but price didn't make. So there's a divergence there. Okay. Yeah. And same here as well. You see, it made another new high based on this. You see this red line, and my price didn't make that. So that's a very high probability trade to do a short negative reversal. Okay. So this is the sort of like um, the high probability filtration that we can get when we apply RSI. Okay, and like I've seen when I search RSI candlestick, RSI candles, So this is one of the very famous indicator. And look at when I add this, look what happens. Uh, It's not that intuitive as you would think. You see, I don't know what even it does. Can be used as a 50 level cross by RSI or as overbought reversal by setting the levels accordingly. Yeah, basically what it does is like, yeah, I don't know what it does, man. This is not RSI candles, by the way. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. This is RSI, like complete RSI analysis. Okay. Yeah. I'm not like pointing out that that indicator is good or my indicator is good. I'm just trying to tell you that be aware of using um, indicators online. Okay, and first understand the complete workings of it, then only utilize it in your analysis. That's why I'm uploading these sort of videos where I'm explaining my thought process and why I had to build this, what was the purpose behind it, so that whenever you get access to this, um, you can utilize it for your own better purposes. Okay. Yeah. And if you want access, let me know. Like, um, there's 1 month trial for this, and yeah, okay, please let me know. Let me just run it through. So see, as it was going up, when it come to midpoint, it goes up there, and the confirmation you can do is with RSI. You see, RSI was on this trend line while the price wasn't in the trend line. So that was very high probability trade that okay, momentum is supporting this trend. That means it's a good um, like trade. And like when you apply RSI and price, be the thing that you want to see is the divergence. Okay, if price is doing something and RSI is not doing that same thing, then you should be aware of that, right? If RSI is doing something and price is not doing something, then be careful and be curious about what's going on, because that's a trade there's more likely that's a really good trade opportunity, and I'll show you why. You see here, let me just enable the tracking of highest and lowest low. Okay. So see, it made new low here, right? Made new momentum low, but price didn't make that, right? So that actually shows that we are going up. And this is a good long trade to take, and you can see this support is also supporting this trade. This support energy that's coming around here, you can see this support trend line energy that's coming down here from the bottom. So like this is from the bottom, that means like it's the buyers are gonna this buying support energy line is gonna be supported by buyers in the future, and that's what happened. Okay. And you see the whenever you see in this indicator blue line, that means buyers, red line, that means sellers. Okay. Blue means buyers energy, red means sellers energy. All right. So I'll just let it run and you observe both of the chart. Okay. Now the it comes to this resistance here, the big up thrust, and market just keeps coming down. See. here, made new low. Here it hit this one there, then from there it just went up. And here you see, market actually didn't overcome this resistance, but RSI did here. You see, overcome pullback, and this took support from there, and then it went up. And if I, yeah, see there also it made backing up action there. It was very big candle closing above this range. Again, this is a good trade to take here. See, because the resistance it overcame and then come back. So this was your like backing up action in RSI, which was really good trade to take, and see it hit our profit target here as well. You see, hmm. I'll just let it run. Now observe what happens here. Like we're waiting for the market to overcome this resistance and then pull back to that level. See, overcame, pull back there. After pull back and it closes above, then we could have like opened that trade. And so like let me see, let's see if it closes above. It closes above, then it starts to go up, pulls back, then boom. Yeah. So see, here, right now here what we need is a parallel line to support our decision. What I mean by that is if I go here and enable this one, see there will be some parallel line coming from down. And it's the simulation is running, that's why it's not. So see, it goes from one level to the next level. Yeah, see, this trade we could have taken that trade there. See, so now the parallel line comes. See, this is what I was talking about. This when it hit this cycle, when it hits there, boom, coming down. This cycle when it hits there, boom. You can buy these trades every time when it hits the parallel lines, okay? Because that's what they're supposed to be, all right? And like you can also apply the parallel lines here too. Let me just go ahead and add that. You see here, overcome that, and then boom, when it comes back, boom, right? See, this is what I mean. Pulls back around here, it closes below what? Like when it pulls back there, closes above, then we can buy that. See, good trade. Comes to the next, you can buy it. You see, this is also holding this position. So one another thing that if you want to increase your confluence of the trade, then look for the horizontal line and then the trend line. Then you can see this trade, you can also take it, but like this trade is more profitable and more high probability because the horizontal line is coming and this trend line is meeting at that point. So that's the high probability trade there. And you can see here it's kind of like a spring structure. Yeah, So if I well, if I have the parallel line, it might come there. But anyway, it's yeah, it's a really good trade that we can see it from there. Okay. So this is what I mean, guys. Once you start applying these concepts, then you'll really see the power of like this comprehensive trading system that gives us an edge. Okay. Here again, see both these lines are meeting. A lot of lines are meeting, and this is high probability trade. Okay. See buying energy line coming from this downside. You see here, boom, hit, and then it went up. Right. I'm telling you guys, like no other indicator, you know, I've seen so far, it does this sort of analysis um, algorithmically, So use it to your advantage to get edge in the market, okay? Right? For instance, see this LPS is high probability trade setups from Wyckoff perspective. Okay, if you had entered trade here, these were your profit target, and see all two of them were hit, and maybe the third profit target will hit as well if it breaks this one. It didn't broke, so it comes to the below, right? Made spring, tries to go up. You see here, broke above, comes down. So we can do really good analysis with this one. Okay. See, couldn't go above, just on this trend line down, it's just coming down there. Okay, because this is a distribution structure. And it as it hit the profit target, it's just accumulating now. And that's what is like signifying this is a reaccumulation. Okay. And when this trend line will get hit, it's gonna go up, which already happened here. You see this one, right? And you can see it from there as well, trend lines. So this was a good trade to take here. See, it broke above this one and then it comes back and then it hit the third target. You see, that's what we need. As soon as the third target hit, just take close off your trade and look for short opportunity. And why? Because see, upthrust was making here. Okay, and see, RSI was low, and this was your bearish divergence. See, RSI was making lower high, price was making higher highs. Okay, and it was on this trend line. So that's your um, very high probability short trade setups there. Okay, and it continues. So this is what I wanted to show you guys in this video. Okay, another distribution structure happening, and you see all these already happened this one, so the distribution is now valid here. Okay, and the market is making this breaking down action. You see another breaking down action, so it will probably go down much down. All right, it overcome the resistance, so it tries to go up. Okay, ST, so yeah, it's going up now. It has to overcome this resistance in order to go up. Okay, it did came. All right, and we can see it in the RSI as well. So yeah, it is actually it is gonna make another high and then it's gonna go down because see this line is coming down and it was yeah it's RSI is going uptrending while the price was going down. So yeah, this is a bit bullish here. Okay. So yeah, guys, like you can make mistake, but the price action that you see, it won't make mistake because it's based on pure mathematics. Okay, these lines that I'm drawing here is based on what market is telling us. You know, yeah. So you can be very subjective and objective, depends completely on you. Okay. You see, as it pulls back here, backing up action, boom, right? Like, and you see why? Because this was your positive reversal, and positive reversal from Cardwell's RSI theory is one of the best trade to take. You see, RSI was making new momentum low while price didn't make. So this was your like positive reversal. And if I plot the parallel line here, you'll see what I mean. Like, I think it's gonna hit one of the parallel lines. Okay, I don't have enough parallel lines, but if I had, just imagine same distance here, right? Like, hang on. Oh, okay. Yeah, it would have hit one of the parallel lines here. And if it didn't, well, it's already making backing up action, and where it's making on this, right? It was also making one of these like, new momentum low, but price didn't make. So it's confirming our analysis, okay? And it hit all of the three target there, okay? So yeah, now it's and again it's making distribution structure, okay? And you see market just comes down a lot here. Okay, LPSY, after hitting all the three target, then it comes down, right? Very aggressively. Another LPSY, boom, market comes down. See RSI went below this resistance, and then here, see this is one of the very really good example that I want to show you. See, this trend line, the market was still above, but momentum told us earlier that this trend line has broken, okay, and on the pullback, this trade is going to be really good probability trade. And you see this LPSY it's making, so you should be aware of this. And I think like later on, I'll actually go much more deeper into Cardwell RSI theory and how to interpret that. But know that, whatever name tag I put, is when the math see mathematics is the only exact scientific discipline where no matter what problem you're trying to solve, no matter the techniques you're approaching the problem with, if you're applying mathematics and you're using different techniques, you're all gonna you know uh, arrive at the same result, okay? Because 2 plus 2 equals to 4, we all can agree on that, okay? If your result is coming 2 plus 2 equals to 5, then you're probably wrong. Your analysis is wrong, right? So that's why like this analysis is so important, okay? You see LPSY, and then like it hit two targets there, 1, 2, right? And as soon as it overcame this resistance, and it goes up, right? So see, guys, this is the importance of using this system. Yeah, and I'll just let it run through whole till now, and you just observe what's going on there. Okay, observe here. Okay, so as soon as it overcomes that resistance over there, you know we can enter long. See on the pullback, we can enter long there. Yeah, New Year started then it goes up. Yeah, then up thrust, and then it comes down. And here we are. So, yeah, guys, that's all from me for today. And If you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, to get updates from the channel. And it would really support the channel if you share it with your friends, so that every trader who's searching for the truth of the market. Yeah, because let's be honest with us, like we all have gone through this rabbit hole of searching the truth for the market. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like most of you haven't found that, so this uh, trading series and channel is all about that, to tell you the truth of what's going on in the market. Okay, so hope you like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.